Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the channel. It's me, AOB, coming back at you with yet another video. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. Today I'm just going to show off my MCU Blu Ray collection. Why not? I suppose a little bit of an update because Avengers Endgame came out on Blu Ray and 4K and I bought that and added it to my collection, and now my collection is just sexy as fuck and I just want to show it off and update everyone in the world. I know this isn't a very popular type of video to do, it's quite a niche thing, but you know, I love my Blu-rays and I love watching Blu-ray related videos, and I like making Blu-ray related videos, so why not do this? So as you can see, I've got all of my MCU Blu-rays lined up here in glorious fashion, all in release order, not in timeline order. I've debated a lot of times whether to organise them in timeline order rather than release order, but I'm just sticking with release order for now. And as you can see, we've got quite a lot of the sleeve Blu-rays with the sleeves that go over the top, and then a lot that don't actually have them. It does bother my OCD a little bit, as well as the fact that I've got all Blu-ray up until Spider-Man Homecoming, and then all these here are 4K, and you know, I would like to get all of them on 4K when they eventually release, just to make it look more organised and it's all the same and all matches up. But that's just me being OCD. I get OCD with stuff like that. So, let's just go through all these, shall we? Here we go. So, here we have the first Iron Man. Yeah, this is not a fancy Blu-ray at all. This is just a standard one-disc Blu-ray, no sleeve that goes over it or anything like that. Unfortunately, all my Iron Man movies are just standard Blu-rays with no sleeves that go over the top or anything. No 3D Iron Man movies, unfortunately, or anything. Mainly because when I bought all the Iron Man movies, I bought them all in a Iron Man box set, the Iron Man trilogy box set. As you can see, there's the disc there. Just your standard. I bought all the Iron Man films in a box set. I bought the Iron Man trilogy all in one box set, and because I wanted to organise them all in release order, I just got rid of the box and put them all in this separately in release order of all the films. So yeah, all my Iron Man Blu-rays aren't anything fancy, just standard Blu-rays. Hopefully I'm going to get them on 4K because they brought out the 4K box set now, so that'll be splendid. And here we have, well, that'd be best to knock that down there. Incredible Hulk! Yes! The one film that everybody forgets about. Not me, because I actually really like The Incredible Hulk quite a lot. I think the only reason that this film, literally the only reason this film doesn't feel like it's in the MCU is because it's not Mark Ruffalo. It's Edward Norton playing Bruce Banner. That's it. And I know that's a pretty big thing to make it feel like it's not part of the MCU, but that's literally it. Because if you watch this movie back, there's a load of wider MCU references. I mean, you've got Stark Industries logos everywhere in this film if you look carefully enough. So, you know, there was loads of seeds planted, and obviously you've got Tony Stark making a cameo. And this is the only Blu-ray in this collection that I bought second-hand, and I made sure that it was great quality, because as an obsessive, I want to make sure that they're all almost in brand new condition, and this is a pretty good second-hand copy, and I checked the disc and everything and it's all good, so it's more or less brand new. I bought it from CEX, but again, it's just a standard Blu-ray, nothing fancy, no 3D Blu-ray, no 4K, even though you can get this on 4K now. Yeah, just a standard Blu-ray, and quite an underrated film. Probably rank quite low on my MCU listing, but that's not saying much because I love all the MCU movies, even the ones at the bottom. So yeah, here we go, Iron Man 2. Yeah, again, another standard Blu-ray, as I said. I've seen this with slipcovers before, and my god, it looks so nice. I wish I did have a slipcover for this. But you know what? Iron Man 2. I don't think it's anywhere near as bad as anybody says it is. I actually really enjoy Iron Man 2. I can watch this film quite a lot. But yeah, I don't think Iron Man 2 is anywhere near as bad as anyone says. But yeah, nothing fancy again, just a standard Blu-ray for that one. Yeah, now we finally get something more fancy. We've got Thor, the very first Thor movie. Blu-ray 3D this time, not just a normal Blu-ray. Yeah. Love Thor. I've always loved Thor, and I'm so glad everybody likes him now. I mean, he's a lot better now than he was in this stage of his MCU career, if you will. But, you know, I still really like Thor. This is more standard Thor that we all know from, like, the comics and stuff. And more serious take on Thor, but you know, that's how they would have done it at first. So here we go. You got your standard Blu-ray disc and your 3D disc here. Yes, finally, something that's not just a standard Blu-ray. No slipcover for this. I know you can get slipcovers for this, or you could when it first came out anyway. I don't have that, unfortunately. But yes, I really do like this film a lot. Again, I think it's very underrated. Not one of the best, but as I said, that's not saying much coming from me because I love them all. Another 3D Blu-ray, Captain America the First Avenger. Oh, just like the Thor one, this has got a great bit of artwork that would look amazing with a sleeve. And unfortunately, I don't have the sleeve one because I bought these quite late on. But yeah, Captain America the First Avenger. Love this film also. 2-disc, Blu-ray disc, 3D Blu-ray disc. There you go. Ding dang do. Love this movie, particularly the first half, when it's Steve Rogers becoming Captain America. Steve Rogers going through his... You get to see Steve Rogers' morals and all that. Love it. Yeah, love this film. One of my favourites in Phase 1. And of course, finally, my first cardboard sleeve Blu-ray. Avengers Assemble in 3D. Oh, I love this cover. Look at it. This is why I love cardboard sleeves. Look at this. Look at this fancy thing going on here. This is just splendid. It even feels nice. It's great. I love this movie. I cannot get enough of this movie. Every time I watch this movie, I get the same feeling that I got the first time I watched it. Every single time. Just watching these characters finally crossing over and meeting for the first time never gets old for me. Let's take it out of the sleeve. There we go. I love this artwork. I really do. Now, they have re-released all the Avenger movies on 4K, and because I've got Infinity War and Endgame in 4K, as you'll see eventually, I just need to get these on 4K now as well. There you go, the 3D disc and the standard disc. Absolutely tremendous. One of the best films in the MCU. Top 5 potentially. I don't actually know. It's really hard for me to say. I can't rank these. It's like choosing your favourite children. But yeah, absolutely adore this movie. And I just cannot wait to get them on 4K finally. Up next, Iron Man 3. Yes, we've broken up the 3D films with this one. This one just separates all the sleeves and the 3Ds. As I said, I got the Iron Man trilogy in a standard Blu-ray box set. So yeah, this is just another standard Blu-ray. I do wish I had a fancy 3D Blu-ray or 4K or something of this one, because again, the artwork is so nice and it would just look so great with a cardboard sleeve. I know it would. But yeah, Iron Man 3. Love Iron Man 3 also. I know it's not the most popular MCU film in the world, especially with the Mandarin twist, but as someone who doesn't know much about the Mandarin, the twist worked for me. I find this film endlessly entertaining. It's a great film. It's not the most rewatchable Iron Man film though. I think Iron Man 1 and 2 are more rewatchable than this one. But that's not to say this is a bad movie at all. I still love it and I can gladly get through this with no problems whatsoever when I'm doing an MCU marathon in the lead up to a massive event movie. Up next, everybody's favourite MCU movie, Thor the Dark World. Woohoo! Yes, I've got Thor the Dark World, another Blu-ray 3D with another cardboard sleeve. Finally, we're going to get most of these now. We're going to be cardboard sleeves at some point. Yeah, Thor the Dark World. What can I say that hasn't already been said? This is generally considered the worst MCU movie. This or The Incredible Hulk. I like this film a lot. Yes, I don't like it as much as the others. I think I'm going to be a bit generic here and say that this probably is at the bottom of my MCU ranking. But as I said, that's not saying much because I do love all the MCU movies. But yeah, this one's a bit more of a slog to get through, I suppose. It's a bit more bland. It's a bit more boring compared to other MCU movies. Oh, don't you fall there, you bastards. But I don't think it's a bad movie by any stretch. I think there's way worse movies out there. And Chris Hemsworth is great. I think serious Thor is at his best in this and in the first Avengers and Age of Ultron. So, you know, before he went through the whole character change in Thor Ragnarok. But yeah, it would be at the bottom of my list just because it's not as rewatch. It's just probably the least rewatchable out of all the MCU movies. But again, I still like it a lot, and I've always liked Thor, even before the whole Thor Ragnarok thing. So, you know, splendid. Ah, yes. General consensus: Captain America: The Winter Soldier, considered probably one of the best MCU movies out there, and I could not agree more. Holy cow, what a film this is! Good Lord, Russo brothers, I'm so thankful that you came in from here on out, because this film is astonishing, and every film you've done ever since has been astonishing, and you've topped yourselves every single time. Love this movie. What a way to bring Captain America out of his comfort zone. Make him not trust the government anymore. The whole Hydra thing, infiltrating S.H.I.E.L.D. all along. When I first watched this film, I was absolutely astonished. I just cannot get over it. Some of the best action that we've had in the solo MCU movie. Absolutely amazing movie. And another 3D one that doesn't have a cardboard sleeve, unfortunately. Oh dear. And there we go, Guardians of the Galaxy, an instant classic. The one that shocked everybody, the one that everybody thought was going to be absolutely shocking, but turned out to be absolutely spectacular. Yes, the Guardians of the Galaxy. One of the most rewatchable films in the MCU, one of the most hilarious films in the MCU, one of the biggest shockers in the MCU. Absolutely adore this film. There's nothing I can say that people haven't said already. It's just a classic. There we go, the 2 discs again. Standard Blu Ray, Blu Ray 3D. And again, no slipcover. Again, this artwork would look great in a cardboard sleeve, but I don't have that. But from here on out, all of my Blu Rays are and do have cardboard sleeves. So, here we go. See? Now, when we get to... Oh, just wait, we're going to get to this. Avengers Age of Ultron. This film is criminally underrated. Yes, it is not the best Avengers movie. It's easily my least favourite Avengers movie, but that's not to say that I don't think it's underrated. This film is underrated. I do not think this is a bad film by any stretch. I love this film. I can rewatch this and any Avengers movie over and over again. Ultron is an absolutely fantastic villain, and I think he is so underrated. I don't understand why people don't like this film. And I love this artwork. This is one of my favourite bits of artwork in the entire MCU Blu Ray collection. Absolutely love this. Blu Ray 3D. Again, they've got it out in 4K now, and I need to get this on 4K to complete my Avengers 4K collection. Here we go. Same artwork as on the sleeve. Same artwork. Doesn't look as good on the plastic cover. It looks much better on the cardboard sleeve. There we go. We got Vision there. Splendid stuff. But yeah, I love this movie so much. Again, I love every Avengers movie. They're my favourite films of all time. Standard Blu Ray, 3D Blu Ray. There we go. Let's get you back in your sleeve there, buddy boy. There we go. Yes, such an underrated movie. I'll never understand the hate it gets. Now here you see Ant-Man, Civil War and Doctor Strange. The spines have been ruined, these marks here, because I initially had a different setup for this video, which involved the camera looking down directly on the Blu-rays, and the camera fell off the tripod and ruined and left these marks on the spines, and there's also a mark on my Ant-Man spine there. So that's just really pissed me off, and now I'm actually really freaking out because the spines of these are ruined and all the others are just fine, and now I need to get new ones just for new spines. So that's why there's marks on these, if you've noticed, and I'm not happy about it at all. But let's just try and ignore it and get through this. Ant-Man! Yeah! This one... Man, I love this movie. I love how small scale it is, no pun intended, compared to Avengers Age of Ultron. Always was confused as to why this was the last film in Phase 2 and not Avengers Age of Ultron. I always thought, you just cap off every Marvel phase with an Avengers movie, but they didn't with this one. They just decided to cap it off with Ant-Man. Lord knows why. I thought it would have been suitable to be the first film in Phase 1. Why not? That wouldn't have bugged me at all. But yes, Ant-Man. Absolutely love Ant-Man. Paul Rudd, perfect casting. Paul Rudd is great as always. Wouldn't imagine anyone else in the role of Scott Lang. And you've got Hank Pym and all that jazz. Absolutely love him. I even like the villain. I even like Yellow Jacket in this. He's actually quite hilarious. He's very serious, but some of the lines he says and the line delivery make me and my flatmate piss ourselves. But yeah, the standard disc, 3D disc again. Another 3D film. There we go, Ant-Man. This is just an easy watch. It's just an easy watch. You can it's just a heist film, a superhero heist film, and you can just sit down at any point and watch this, no problems, and have a bloody good time. Love you, Ant-Man. Here we go. These are the worst ones for the spines. Captain America Civil War, easily in my top 5 MCU movies of all time. Holy guacamole, look at this artwork. I absolutely adore this. I love the split of blue and red. I love that. In one side you got Captain America, the other side you got Iron Man. Oh god, I adore this movie so much. This just has... the airport fight alone makes this one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. It's just everything a comic book superhero fan wants to see in a movie ever since they were a kid. There we go, the standard Blu Ray and the 3D Blu Ray disc. Oh god. This film was a special place in my heart because obviously it introduced us to the MCU Spider-Man, and we got Black Panther as well. Oh god. This film, I cannot get enough of this film. It's not as easy to watch as a lot of the other MCU films because it is a lot more serious than you might think for a film like this. But all the same, this film, I love this film so much, and I love this Blu-ray as well. Such an amazing movie. Oh, Doctor Strange, you've got the worst of it. Look at that damage. Look at what my freaking camera did, you bastard. And I freaking love Doctor Strange. And I love this artwork. Doctor Strange. God, I love this film. This is one of my favourite solo MCU films, I think. I can watch this over and over again. Criminally underrated, I think. People say that it's good, but it follows the standard Marvel formula, which I suppose it does, but it does it really, really well, and there's a reason that formula works, and this is a prime example. I love Doctor Strange, and I love Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is one of the best MCU heroes. I love this guy. Let's get this out. It's another 3D Blu Ray. Here we go, Doctor Strange. Love the artwork. The cardboard sleeve as well is just amazing. There we go. Doctor Strange, standard Blu Ray and 3D Blu Ray discs. All the same. There we go. Love Doctor Strange. And I cannot wait for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Oh, love you, Doctor Strange. Here we go. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Again, look at this artwork. I love how shiny it is. Look at that. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Some people, well actually most people don't consider this to be as good as the first one. I totally disagree. My favourite Guardians of the Galaxy film, it constantly switches between this one and the first one. I think this one, personally anyway, is just as good, if sometimes not better than the first one. And that's mainly just because of the emotion that this film has in it. This film really hits you emotionally at points. I cry every time I watch this film, especially with Yondu's death and stuff. This film just really hits you where you live emotionally, more so than the first one. There we go, standard disc, Blu-ray 3D disc, and there we go. Yeah, again, I've been saying this for almost every MCU movie that isn't a popular one. This is underrated, I think, and sometimes, I mean, I don't even know right now. I think right now, because it's the last one I watched out of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies recently, and I currently say that I prefer this one just a little bit over the first one. I think it's more colourful as well. Here we go, Spider-Man Homecoming. Oh, fun fact, I actually have this one on 4K. I just don't have it in this bunch of 4K Blu-rays because the spine just really doesn't match up with all this. It looks way out of place, so it just doesn't look like it belongs. So that's why I've just got my standard 3D Blu-ray in this instead. Easily in my top 5 favourite MCU movies. It's Spider-Man. Spider-Man's my all-time favourite superhero, and the novelty of Spider-Man in the MCU has not worn off, even though it's going to have to now because Spider-Man will be leaving the MCU, and that still breaks my heart to say, but yes, this film, the novelty of having Spider-Man join the MCU just plays a huge part into why I love this movie so much. And this one's got a great layout. Spider-Man Homecoming 3D disc and his standard disc. Love these disc designs. Absolutely love it. Vulture, Michael Keaton, smashed it. One of the best MCU villains we've had. And I'll never forget the day that I woke up to the news that Spider-Man will be joining the MCU. I just cried with absolute joy. And now I'm crying for the absolute opposite reasons. Because of the whole Sony and Disney breakdown. But absolutely adore Spider-Man Homecoming. Tom Holland, you are the definitive Spider-Man, my boy. Don't ever leave, even if you're not in the MCU anymore. Just stick around, at least keep it bearable. Here we have the 4K section of my Blu-ray collection. in the MCU. First up in the 4K is Thor Ragnarok, everybody's favourite Thor movie. The film that redeemed Thor for a lot of people. Oh god, yeah, I love this film. This is easily the best Thor movie, by far, and I really do like the first two. But yeah, this one really just reinvented Thor, and now everybody absolutely adores Thor, and he's one of everybody's favourite characters. And his triumphant Wakandan arrival in Infinity War just erupted in applause, and that wouldn't have happened, I don't think, if it weren't for this film to set up the seeds for his character development in that film. Yeah, love this film. Arguably, I mean, a lot of people, myself included, sometimes thinks that it's a bit too humorous at points. Like, there isn't really any serious moments in this film at all, which, when I think back, sometimes bugs me a little bit, but every time I watch it, it doesn't bother me as I'm watching it. Just because Thor is supposed to be a more serious character. Here we go, standard Blu Ray disc and the first 4K disc. Love the 4K disc, actual artwork on the discs now. But yeah, Thor is supposed to be a more serious character, but there is no serious moments in this whatsoever, and all the serious moments get undercut with humour. But I mean, it's just a great movie in its own right, so you can't really complain. Unless you're a Thor comic book purist, which I suppose you probably wouldn't like this movie very much. And of course, this is the closest thing to a Planet Hulk film we're ever going to get. I even really liked Hela as a villain. Very formidable foe to Thor. Arguably way too OP. I think she's way too OP as a villain. Like, she came out of nowhere. She's just this powerful woman who can just take anybody down. Like, where did that come from? But she got killed by Surtur in the end, so it's fine. But yeah, easily the best Thor movie, and one of the most entertaining films in the MCU by far. Here we go. Black Panther. I wonder how long these are going to stay stood up. Black Panther. Ooh, I love this artwork as well. Yes. Yeah, love Black Panther. Another one of the most rewatchable ones for me. But the big thing that lets this down is the CGI. My God, especially in the final acts, the final battle between T'Challa and Killmonger in the Black Panther and the Golden Jaguar suits. My God, the CGI in that is terrible. I don't know where the budget went on the CGI, but it is bad. So your standard Blu-ray disc and your 4K disc. In a lot of ways, it sort of kind of just tarnishes the third act. Just the CGI is that bad. But luckily, the character stuff in this movie is so good that it makes you forget about a lot. Chadwick Boseman does not get enough credit in this film. He really doesn't. Everybody says he's the most bland person in this film. I totally disagree. I loved Chadwick Boseman in this film. Okoye, as always. Killmonger, of course. Shuri. All great stuff. Absolutely love this film. And of course we had Ulysses Claw, played by Andy Serkis. I just wish they did not kill him off in this film. I think he would have made a great recurring side villain throughout the MCU, but they got rid of him. He was so good. Such a shame they killed him off in this. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they'll bring him back. He did die off screen, so who knows, eh? But yes, Black Panther, love it. Oh, here we go. Avengers, Infinity War, my baby. Oh, look at this artwork. I love you. Look at all these characters, the whole MCU minus Ant-Man and a few other characters like Hawkeye and stuff on this poster. God. This is one of the greatest films ever made, along with Avengers Endgame. I cannot choose which one I love out of these two sometimes. I've just done a film with my friend Jamie over on the Film Topic channel discussing which between this and Avengers Endgame is the better film. So you can watch that and determine ultimately what I decided is the better film. But, my God, what can I say about this film? Thanos, you are perfect. Josh Brolin absolutely smashed it. Thanos was easily one of the best villains of all time, and obviously we just have every single hero, more or less, minus a few, in the MCU coming together in this film. This was a comic book movie fan's dream come true. As a kid, all I ever wanted was films like this, having all these heroes cross over in one mega film together, and never thought it was going to happen, but it's finally happened. I'm just so grateful to be alive when we can get films like this. Your standard Blu-ray disc and your 4K disc. I just absolutely adore this movie. I can watch this film every day. if I really wanted to, I could watch it over and over and over again. Just everything about this film just screams perfection to me, and I cannot get enough. I love you, Infinity War. My baby. So that's that. Here we go, Ant-Man and the Wasp. What a big come down after Avengers Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp. I do like this film. I do like it. I don't think it's as good as the first one. I think this would probably rank quite low on my MCU ranking just because when I think to watch an MCU movie, this is one of the ones that I least go to. Like, I don't think to myself a lot of the time, oh, I fancy watching Ant-Man and the Wasp. I don't. Not that it's bad, I do really enjoy it, don't get me wrong. I think it's a good sequel. I mean, it's not as good as the first one, but I still think it's a good sequel in its own right. But I do really enjoy Ant-Man and the Wasp, and I really enjoy that we finally got the Wasp in this film, obviously, as the title would suggest. Evangeline Lilly smashed it as a Wasp. Can't wait to see more of her when we inevitably get a third Ant-Man movie. There we go, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Standard Blu Ray and the 4K disc. Splendid, sexy stuff. I do love this artwork, as plain as it is, with just the pure white. I do really like it a lot. But yeah, I guess it's a good way to have to like calm yourself down after the big cliffhanger ending and depression that was Avengers Infinity War. A fun movie to come back off of, you know, just to try and cheer you up a bit after coming out of Infinity War after that ending. But yeah, really enjoy Ant-Man and the Wasp. Here we go, Captain Marvel. I love this artwork in particular. It's so shiny. I love this. Captain Marvel. I bought this with Avengers Endgame. I bought Avengers Endgame on the day it came out, and I didn't buy Captain Marvel yet just because I couldn't afford it. But but obviously I was going to inevitably buy Avengers Endgame no matter how much money I've got, and I couldn't have Avengers Endgame and not have Captain Marvel to complete the collection. That would just bug me forever. Yes, Captain Marvel. I really, really, really like Captain Marvel. I know a lot of people do not like this film. People thinking that Brie Larson is quite bland in this movie. She doesn't give a very exciting performance. But you know what? I actually really like her in this film, and I really like Captain Marvel. I try to watch it without, you know, letting any politics influence my enjoyment of the film. I know that this film is very controversial regarding, you know, social politics and whatever, but I just try and ignore that shit. Standard disc. The standard disc actually has artwork. Standard Blu-ray disc actually has artwork, not just the 4K one, which is a great thing. One thing that has over the other Blu-rays. Yeah, I really enjoy this film. I really like Brie Larson in this. I think she has a chance to grow as a character. I really liked her in Avengers Endgame too, even though she's barely in it. I think this film... Oh, don't follow you. Don't follow you, not yet. I think this film would be more fondly remembered if it released in Phase 1. Because it does feel like a Phase 1 movie in terms of it's kind of an origin, and I'm not just saying that because the Tesseract is in this movie. It does genuinely feel a bit more like a Phase 1 movie than it does a Phase 3 movie. Excuse me. And, you know, and not just the fact that it's, you know, set in the 90s, so it's set before the first Iron Man and after Captain America, the first Avenger, obviously. But I think if it came out in Phase 1, I think people would appreciate it much more. I think it's just a bit of a standard movie to come out ever since we've had all these other MCU movies released ever since. People think it's just a bit standard, so it doesn't really hold up as well. But I really enjoy Captain Marvel, and I can't wait to see more of her. And here we go, my second baby, my second... Oh, I love you. Avengers Endgame. Look at this. This is just beautiful. I love this so much. This and Avengers Infinity War have got the best artwork out of all the MCU Blu-rays and all the posters in general. As I said, I gushed over Infinity War, and I can gush over this all the same. One of the greatest films ever made, one of my favourite movies of all time. This and Infinity War, everything I've ever wanted from a superhero movie ever since I was a child, especially in the third act of this movie. That final battle is everything I ever wanted to see in a superhero movie crossover like this. I cannot get enough. This is a 3-hour film, and I can watch it over and over again. This is the film that I've watched most in the cinemas. I've watched this film 9 times, which is the most I've ever seen a film in the cinema. I know there's probably people out there who have seen it way more than that, but for me, that's quite impressive. Although I do work at a cinema, so I do get free films, so that was a bit of a help. So there you go, 4K standard Blu-ray and the bonus disc. All amazing artwork on this disc. I adore this film. In Infinity War, the one thing that disappointed me a bit was the fact that through the entire film, all the heroes were separated. You didn't have every single hero meeting on one battlefield, if you will. I was really hoping that would happen in Infinity War, but we didn't get that. Not to say that ruined the film, it didn't. It's just I was really hoping, because all I ever wanted was to have every single MCU hero on the same battlefield. I wanted a repeat of the shot from the first Avengers of all of them assembling, in that 360 pan shot of, Captain America, Hulk, Iron Man, and Thor, and Black Widow all standing in New York from the first Avengers. I wanted sort of a recreation of that shot, but with every single MCU hero, with Guardians of the Galaxy, with Spider-Man, with Doctor Strange, with Black Panther, with all that. We didn't get that in Infinity War, but we got it in this, and that is all I could ever ask for. And that shot is going to go down in history as one of the most iconic shots in movie history. I adore this film. This and Infinity War, two of my favourite movies of all time. Love it so much. Just everything about it, I cannot get enough of it. And just, yeah, my mind's just racing of things to say. If I talk about this film for much longer, I'll talk forever. But yeah, everything about this movie, the time travel aspect, going back to past Avenger movies, just appreciating the greatness that is the MCU and how far it's come. I just love it, and just a perfect send-off for the current roster of Avengers. Just perfection. So, there we go. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is my MCU Blu Ray / 4K collection. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's something a bit different, but I'm going to do more Blu Ray and 4K related videos in the future. Just general film stuff. And thank you ever so much for watching. Please do subscribe if you enjoyed. And do give that video a bloody good thumbs up. Thanks ever so much for watching, guys. And ciao for now.